Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And what did we have today, Mr. Magazine?
We had Johnny Walker Red.
That Mr. Magazine was nice enough to bring on by.
Yeah, luckily, there's no one out there to share it with.
I don't know what's going on. This is not the way the thing. Oh, 11 people are here.
Is this thing on?
11
I see
people
nothing
are
over here. Nothing.
Nothing on the chat, though. Our chat's not showing up. So
Chat?
if you're chatting, we are not seeing you. Oh, there we go.
Hey. Super C's in the house.
Oh, and I disappeared. That's why everybody's
Don't get
cheering.
another head rush, please. Holy cow.
All righty. Don't know what's going on today with
All right.
YouTube.
Good for you.
There we
All
go.
right, we got someone to hang out with. Oh, all right. Super C's here, and so is Master Mr. Hot Wheels. And Jazzy Jess in the house. How's it going?
We are lagging like crazy today.
Awesome antiquarians in the house. Marvelous Michael's here. All the usual.
All righty,
All
good.
right. Moving along with Metal for Gemini. How you doing?
I feel a lot better now. All righty. All righty, everybody. We're going to start the show off as we do every single week. Wanting to know how your sales are. And Mr. Magazine, how are your sales?
I'm going to start with the good and go backwards. So Amazon's been very good, very consistent, can't complain, paying the bills. DVD site, upward. Like, I think we're in the top 5 biggest dealers on the site. So we're growing.
On
there.
where?
The DVD site.
Oh, okay.
With all DVD
I thought you were saying
Marketplace.
Amazon. I'm going, wow,
Nope,
that's
I
impressive.
Wish. Yeah, I wish. No.
That's impressive.
And the website's plugging along good. So we're doing great on those 3 platforms. They're able to pay my bills, because if I had to rely on eBay, I'd be firing everybody and just closing up shop. Over the last 7 days, probably the worst sales over a 7-day period, probably in the last 10 years. Seriously, it's like ridiculously horrible. I don't know what to do, but I'm not happy with eBay right now. We'll have a horrible, horrible day, and then an okay day. Horrible, horrible day, then an okay day. And Cool Kelly's in the house, and apparently she likes your plain blue shirt. I don't know why.
Yeah, yes, that's it. Yes.
All right, beautiful Brian's in the house. How you doing?
Oh, Cubs
cool.
Braves.
All right,
Nice.
tell Kuhn I said hello. Anik is in the house. How you doing?
How you doing?
Wow, decent sales. All
Decent,
right, everyone's
all right.
buying Hot Wheels. Good for you. Delightful. Don. Hey, I can keep it going and just blame it on Johnny Walker Red, right?
Hello.
Marvelous Michelle. How you doing? Yeah, here we go.
Sales good days.
Wow.
2 weeks straight. Wow.
I think I just suck.
You're doing so.
I think I just suck. What else can we say? Let's not sugarcoat it, people.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Nick's doing well. All right. Delightful Dave's in the house. How's it going? Okay. Beautiful Brewing. DVD site. Well, it's an adult site. It's called Adult DVD Marketplace. I make really good money there because I was smart enough to transfer all my listings from eBay to there a couple years ago when they closed up shop, and it's been paying off.
Nice.
Marvelous Michael. eBay's been okay. All right.
Haven't been able to much lately. He's been working on another project for
Well,
Christmas.
I'm sure any other project is better than working on
It's
eBay.
gonna be
at least
more-
in my point
More
of view. Yeah,
profitable.
I mean, 200,000 listings. We're selling 20, 30 items a day. I mean, something with on sale with offers.
What were you selling previously?
As far as numbers or items?
Items.
We sell all kinds of. We sell magazines.
No. Numbers.
Oh,
of
numbers.
items.
Well, in January it was like 3,300 a day.
No, items. Number of items a day.
Well, okay. Every price since it's been crap the last month or two, 50, 40.
Well, how about
Now
how
we're
about in the
20.
heyday?
Oh, geez. 80,
80.
100?
That
Probably,
was-
probably 80.
So 80, and now
80.
you're down to 20.
Yeah, 20, 30, 40, just
Wow,
crazy. Yeah.
that wouldn't be good.
Well, part of it was before we were selling, we knew the crappy sales weren't going to happen. So we were selling better stuff. Then we stopped selling better stuff, and now it's just next to nothing. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yep.
Sales are okay, but I'm ready for Q4 to start up.
You and me both.
Well, speaking of that, Kelly, and anybody else out there, Q4 is coming, which means what, Mr. Magazine? What is nearly done?
Taxes?
Q3, exactly.
Oh.
And if you have those eBay coupons for your store, make sure you use them because they will expire in a couple of days.
Well, let's use them. We got any left?
No, you've used
Oh,
yours. I
good.
think you used yours the day after.
Good. All right. All right. Next up, Anik.
100% perfect score got tanked by my first negative.
Oh, good.
We always remember our
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
That's what they always say. My first negative, walk down memory lane, as far as I recall, I sold a green stamps ashtray with a chip where I had a picture of the chip and I said on it, ashtray is chipped. I got a negative because they got a chipped ashtray.
I'm sure eBay removed it. Did you know enough to have them remove it back then?
I don't even think they even offered that back then. So it just stayed on.
Wow. So they're actually better at one thing.
Yep. 20 a day even.
Well,
so would I.
Well, I have 200,000 listings. I'm thinking I should be doing 200 a day, not 20.
Well, if I've got 20,000 listings, that means I would be doing 2 a day. I would take that 2 a day.
Yeah, it's going to be your new Etsy.
Selling some more postcards lately. Surprise, surprise. That's all I've been listing. Yeah, there you go. You do get back into more expensive stuff soon.
You should be selling Life magazines, and we know who you can buy them from.
I have them for sale too.
Yeah, good luck finding
them. Good point. So my Amazon's.
Well, how are your sales?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. My Amazon's down a little bit. Was down a little bit last week, but it's there. My eBay's okay. Today was not a great day, but it's been okay. I don't know, just eBay's just okay across the board. We did a Bolo video just before here, and Mr. Magazine was noticing I'm selling some higher priced items for me. So I'm really not doing the volume, but I am selling a few $40 and $50 items, but it doesn't take a lot of those to make your day, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Heading on over to the other sites, sold one item on million.dollar.peddlers over on eBay. And I did sell 3 items on Etsy, including one item that guess where I offered first.
What not?
You know.
I bet you offered it for $3 and I bet it sold for $15.
It's like you're reading my mind. To anybody who has not checked out my Whatnot auctions yet, please do so. This was a Kraft magazine book. It was a paperback book of Kraft magazine. I've actually never seen it before. While I was doing the auction, I said, this is a lot less common than the Mad Magazine paperbacks. You should really buy this for $3. And
yeah.
Unlike that Kraft, everyone laughed at me. And I put it over on Etsy because I said, fine. If you're going to make me make money, I will. And it sold on Etsy about 3 weeks over on Etsy.
Speaking of Kraft, what would you pay on 40 magazines, half Kraft, half Mad, average condition, over 80s, 90s, 2000s?
Ooh.
Exactly. The guy came in with him today, and I separated him because you could tell like he thought he had a gold mine. All these are great condition. They've been stored since 1990, blah, 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 blah. Writing on the cover. So I separated the crappy ones from the better ones. I said 50 cents a piece here, $1 a piece here. It ended up being like $30. And like I thought, he was very insulted by that. I said, well, I suggest you try Craigslist, Whatnot, eBay. If you're looking to get double or triple that, good luck with you.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
My first negative, I didn't even see it before it got removed after I contacted eBay about the messages the person was sending me. Wow. There you go. So yeah, that was, so do check Whatnot out. I've been doing a lot of auctions over there, and that's keeping the cash flowing in, which is what's important.
What else is important?
Hitting the like button.
That too. An awesome Amazon seller is in the house, and he does not know what a sale is. Sorry about to hear that.
Oh, you got to hear. I got a couple Amazon stories for you today, Amazon seller.
Oh.
It's going to be a long story, a long show today. Just telling you.
All right.
Pack a lunch. Should have warned you in advance. Promoted 21 out of 42 this last week. So exactly 50% promoted. Do not try that math at home. Okay. And I'm a trained professional. And offers 24. No, that's wrong. I transposed my numbers. 42 old items, but 99 total offers. Last week was 102. The week before was 99. So the offers are still coming. We're still getting the same amount of traffic to the sites.
Good for you.
Oh, there you go.
That's good news. Gorgeous guy gurus in the house. Triple G, what's up?
Been picking up slightly. Nice.
Picking up is better than going down.
How about buys? You guys out there buying anything? How about you, Mr. Magazine?
I've been extremely stingy at my shop. I just feel like with eBay being so putrid, unless it's something really great and rare, right. I'm passing on almost anything that's common. And, even if I can get a deal on it, what am I going to do? I have so much inventory. So I'm passing or going, if it's something I think I know I can sell, make extremely low offers. And usually, they say yes and I buy it. But for the most part, Aaron is getting these deals all over the country with stuff that, I do make good money on, the adult stuff. Unfortunately, that's where I make my money, but I got to go with what works. And he's finding DVDs, magazine deals. He's driving in North Dakota next week. He was just in Maryland. He was in Utah. He's got deals where they're shipping stuff from Chicago, shipping from Florida. So I can't keep track of it all, but I got a nice notebook of all the deals he's been finding, so I can give him a little, bonus Christmas season.
He might be listening.
Oh, well, we have an agreement.
All right.
Yeah.
How about anybody else out there? Anybody else out there buying? How
about you? Have you bought anything?
I'm glad you asked. You're beginning to figure out how the show works. 132 episodes. What is this? This is episode 131. 131 episodes in. You finally woke up. Congratulations. Very selective on buys. Nice. Lost an MCM Swedish armchair for $20 by
Didn't you lose some Swedish fish for $1?
I did. Well, luckily I found them down in the armchair like an hour later, so it was wonderful. Minimal inventory buying. Just did order an A3 duplex scanner for print ads. Surprisingly expensive for new models, $500 to $3,000. Wow.
Well, how's that compared to like the CZUR?
What are we paying? A few $100s on a CZUR, yeah, depending on what level you buy. Yeah, found a 15-year-old model for $100.
Wow. Okay.
I think I once found a 19-year-old model for $100, but that's a whole nother story.
that was in the 1990s, probably.
You got to be picky these days. I'll be doing high bid for Christmas inventory in October. There you go.
Stop stealing my jokes.
Still buying stuff with good deals on.
Yeah,
I actually went this last week without buying. Well, I'm going to say, Vintage Railroad ephemera
books. Could be good books. Who knows?
Here's where I delude myself, Mr. Magazine. I'm a handsome man. The other place where I delude myself is I'm going to tell you I didn't buy anything this week.
I can't believe that.
However, I bought a couple of things on Heritage, but those don't count because they're on Heritage. And the gentleman in California that sells me magazines, you bought some dinkies from him.
Yep.
He sent me an invoice and mailed off some magazines that he's curated for me.
Maybe giving the heads up the eBay so bad, I'm still holding off for a little while. I haven't sold dinkies in months.
So, although I didn't buy anything in person, I did get the Heritage deal, and I did get the stuff from him.
Oh,
but I didn't buy anything in person.
Gotcha.
Oh, excuse me, for some bizarre reason, which we'll go into a little bit later. All right, we're going to head on into Glitch of the Week. Got a few of them this week. Have you ever had the problem before where you don't turn your phone off before a show? The other problem where I had a problem where on eBay, I was trying to make offers and it said, I got an error, system timed out.
Haven't had that one, no.
And it's not like I was trying to do 200 offers. I think I was trying to do 4. So eBay system timed out trying to send out 4 offers.
Jeez. Ferocious Feral Girls in the house. How's it going?
Late again, a customer sent me a picture of a stuffed animal on wheels she bought for me. She ripped the fur off and there was a stiff St. Bernard. Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. Hey, you know something though? The way I look at it is, and a lot of my regular buyers over on Whatnot will tell you this is absolutely true. I get emails and from them and texts from them saying, hey, I just bought this item off you for $3 and I sold it for $45. I sold this for $55. And I said, that's great. Yeah. Come back. You got $55 to spend with me on my next auction. And
exactly.
That's where it comes down at. So, hey, God bless them. They made money and, that's what it's all about and good for them. And the most important thing is as long as you made money selling it to them, good for them. Reviews your store traffic. Oh, yes. Yep. You have, Mr. Magazine. You sent me over those numbers. What do they look like?
Well, it's down 20%, right? Is that what it was? Yeah.
And then I saw that and I said, I wish I were Mr. Magazine because mine was down 38.1%. So yet again, Mr. Magazine wins.
Yeah, and your average ticket is tripled. Good for you. I feel for you.
Couple of other glitches over here. So I went out of town this last weekend, which I'll go into a little bit later in the show after the break. That's called a tease in the business.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know about teasing?
Exactly.
But when I left, all of my Amazon items were shipped out.
Wow.
All good.
Yeah, good.
Come back.
Yeah.
One item is late because apparently it was one of those that got caught up in the system. I didn't get any notification. It didn't, how sometimes something will suddenly show up and it'll be like, you must ship by the end of the day or it's going to be late. You're like, this just showed up.
Yeah.
One of those showed up while I was gone. So all of a sudden I get a late shipment on my metrics. When I left, there was nothing left to be shipped out. And I had it timed out. When I got back, it would all be good. But I got a late shipment because of that. And that's where
Kelly's got something to say here.
I've noticed that nearly all of my sales from the last 2 weeks have come from promoted only, less than 10% from organic. Now I was running 21 out of 42, so 50% promoted this last
We
week.
should probably look at mine and see if maybe that's why my sales were down, because are you lowering promoted or getting rid of it?
Getting rid of it on stuff.
I wonder, you think that could be the reason?
Sure. And it could be because
the way of telling that's the reason.
Could be because the moon in the sky looks like a big pizza pie.
Yeah.
That's amore.
Exactly.
Then of course I was trying to list stuff the other day, right before I was leaving.
Yeah.
And don't you know, we're sorry the listing tool is down. Because of course my traffic inexplicably, say that 3 times fast, dropped off for a couple of days this week, but it seems to be going back up. Here you go. This was a great one. Wow. 85 to 90. Wow.
That's probably what mine used to be.
So, Mr. Magazine, I have Sirius XM.
Yes.
So the other day I'm listening to Sirius XM. I turn on the computer, and Sirius XM comes on automatically.
Yeah.
It's one of my bookmarks that shows up on the screen, one of the tabs. And there's absolutely nothing coming out of the speakers. There's nothing going on. I'm like, what the heck? And then I got to notice that I've got some software on there for my microphone /speaker / something else that it updated. Now, what had happened before was when it updated, it set itself as the default.
Okay.
Which I have different speakers as my default.
Yeah.
I said, oh, geez, what's going on with this? So here I am, and I can't, no, the right speakers are default. What's going on? So finally I go over to a YouTube video, and sure enough, there's sound. So it isn't my speaker's problem.
Right.
Sirius XM chose exactly that moment to switch channel 2 over from, they had been doing or channel 14, they'd been doing a number 2 hits, all of the songs that had hit number 2 on the charts but never hit number 1.
Yeah.
They've been doing that for like 2 weeks straight. They switched it over to Spanish music with no notice whatsoever. Nice. And then all of a sudden I hit refresh and Spanish music starts coming out of my speakers. I'm going, maybe give me a little bit of warning, but it was how crazy is that? That was the exact day that there was the update on my speakers. Yeah. So I'm thinking my speakers are screwed up.
I think eBay's running Sirius.
They took it over here. And then Whatnot today had 3 different times that I had to minimize the screen. I figured out finally how to do it where I had no auctions weren't running. The camera wasn't working. So I had to minimize the screen. Thank goodness my buyers were helping me and explaining to me what to do and stuck with me through it. What a nightmare that was. And this isn't really a glitch, but if you go into, how are you doing, by the way, on your item specifics, Mr. Magazine?
We haven't done anything with them.
Okay. I've been trying to work on mine.
Should we?
Yeah.
I think the cost involved in labor probably isn't worth it.
And then the moon in the sky looks like a big pizza pie. That's about it.
Yeah.
So I've been working on them. If you have an offer out on the item, you cannot change the item specifics because you have set an offer out. Right. However, when you're on the screen to edit, you click edit, it doesn't tell you there's an offer out. You make the changes, you hit save, it doesn't do anything. It just sits there and it just sits there and it just sits there and it gives you no clue at all why you cannot change the item specifics. Yeah. So if you're trying to update your item specifics and you run into one of the listings that you just cannot edit, you have an offer out on it. Just letting you know. Hopefully you don't have to pull your little bit of hair you have remaining out like I had to do to mine. Let's see what's going on in the chat and then I'll show you the other week.
Promoted traffic is going up. No changes on his part. Don says hers is 50-50. Promoted versus not.
Yeah, that was exactly what mine was last week, 21 out of 42. So many eBay glitches this week would fill the whole show up.
Sorry to hear that.
I like Spanish music. Well, I don't mind it, but I'd like to know what's coming.
That doesn't make sense.
When I'm eating Mexican food. There you go.
Or if you're dating a Mexican.
That is true, too.
Sure.
That is true.
Yeah.
So I like it. It gets me in a mood to eat and or drink. There you go.
All right.
What are stealth orders?
Walmart.
Oh, stealth orders on Walmart are somewhat common. They just pop up 3 days later, and yes, they're 2 days late. Oh, all right. So it's just it's a glitch, basically, is from the sounds of it. Okay. I didn't know that was a name for it. Head on into the item of the week. And this is pretty neat. I was showing this to Mr. Magazine last week as it disappears as I hold it up. Did not.
Ooh, ooh.
So this, I saw this. I picked it up right at a sale. And it's got the Moody Blues there in the center. I don't know how well you can see that. So I'm going, what the heck is this? And this says it's Toledo, Ohio, July 2nd, 2010. And then it's got welcome to the Toledo Zoo. Yep, yes, it does.
How you're gone.
Awesome.
I like that. Do that again.
Welcome, a whole bunch of pictures of the band and so on. So I didn't really know what this was. I just know it's something or other that a fan of the Moody Blues would absolutely love. Lots and lots of pictures.
Gone. That's great.
Lots and lots of pictures of the Moody Blues throughout. And then at the end, I saw what it was. It's got a little thing here in the back, which you may at some point be able to see, for Shutterfly, which means that somebody sent these pictures in somehow or other, got these over to Shutterfly. Don't really know a lot about the site, but had this book made. So this book is essentially a one-of-a-kind book for the show in 2010 in Toledo, Ohio. Okay, albums like that from Kodak. Yep. And this happens to be Shutterfly. Now you know when you see something rather like this, what it is. What is the value on it? Who knows?
Whatever someone's willing to pay.
That is exactly the way to put it. Somebody went to that show. Somebody or other loves this show for some reason. Somebody loves the Moody Blues. You can kind of, I guess my point on something like this would be aim high, because they're not going to find another one is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And as every dealer in the world has said a million times, you can always lower your price. You can't raise it. And so, but now you know when you see something like this, it's as Michelle was saying, it's from Kodak, it's from Shutterfly, it's from something or other like that. Oh, there you go. I may reach out to her then. But really, really a neat little item. Something to keep your eyes for when you're out there on something or other like this. And again, you can just name your price on it and hope.
Did you buy more Moody's Blue stuff, or that was it?
I did, but get other Moody's Blue. Yep, the person I bought the stuff from had picked up a collection from me, Moody Booze. That's me tonight after another Johnny Walker shot. Moody Blues collector. So pretty neat though. So hopefully it helps you a little bit when you see something like that out there. You won't be quite as confused as I was, although confusion is my natural state. We're going to head on over to the insulting offer of the week. We got, well, Mr. Magazine wins this week, but you're a winner. 1979 Atlanta Braves signed ball Mr. Magazine had for $140. Got a $40 offer. Haven't you got an insulting offer on that one before, or was it a different one?
I believe so. Keeps going. They keep coming back until they maxed out their offers.
Actually, I don't know who wins, you or me. I had a $28.22 Opera News, free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Got a $5 offer on it, which is less than the shipping. So I would lose money on that.
Yeah.
Wow,
that sounds good, right? Can you sell them now?
Yeah, that's the problem. Yep. You got to find a collector on that stuff. Yep. But Mr. Magazine may win this week, even though he would actually make money on his deal.
Really?
He had Michael Jordan cards, free shipping, $10.49 each. The person made 99-cent offers on 50, and we said, thank you, Paul Carl cards, but we're going to turn that down. And Paul Carl's watching us tomorrow saying, how'd I get shrapnel?
Like, why do they have to waste their time with 50? Because I don't want to even counter. So now I got to delete 50, and then they got to remind you again about 50 more. Just waste of time. So
I think you win this week. 50 cards, 99 cents each, free shipping. I think that is a winner, even though you would technically make money. See what else is going on. We're heading into the next part here.
Awesome Art of Flipping's in the house, and Lee Hayes, Lucky Lee's in the house as well.
I bought a golf club that has a misspelling. Undercut, rather than undercut. Figure to make a decent video for the 99 cents. There you go.
Oh, nice.
And greed will. $25 die cast, $8 offer. That's kind of insulting. 33%.
Rowdy Ron's in the house. How's it going?
Rowdy Ron. Nice. When you guys list vinyl IPs, do you just photograph the label, or do you take pics of both sides of them? I do it with when I do it, on eBay, I do pictures like 6 pictures, one of each side of the record, and then the front and the back of the sleeve.
That's a lot on eBay.
Yep, on
What's
eBay.
your
I do
price,
that.
though?
$20, $25,
Yeah,
$30.
we're doing $10, $15 ones. I just pull the record out enough where you can see the vinyl and the label and the cover, one shot, boom. If it's 20, 30, 50, then we get fancy when that happens. But
I had the most insulting offer. Someone asked if I could donate a pair of Adidas Boost I had listed. So they were a coach for a high school team, and then asked if they were going to pay shipping.
Oh, we've had stuff like that before where they want donations, of course. Just block them and laugh.
Yep.
Triple J's here. How's it going?
Son of a. Sorry, guys. In the immortal words of Porky Pig, you son of a gun. They actually did that in one of the cartoons, by the way. If you didn't know that.
I believe it.
I got a $20 offer. Oh, on a $125 postcard. Ouch. Customer issues. Mr. Magazine.
Of course.
Hi. I'm looking for a recipe from this magazine for a lady from my church. Is there any way you would be so kind as to screenshot a recipe without my having to purchase a magazine I don't really need? No. We're kind, but we're not kind enough to have your employees go climb up a ladder out there, pull the magazine out. We don't know exactly which recipe it is that they want. So apparently you're going to screenshot every single one, send it to them. And you also don't own the copyright on that. So no, we're not going to. Mr. Magazine got a email actually asking, this is a first, absolute first. This is a moment in show history asking for the band hammer. Somebody asked for the band hammer. So Mr. Magazine got an email that read,
this is good stuff.
In conveyance purchase with low incentive with time last day to accept a return process. Please block this username to not allow any future sales ever. After I translated that through Google Translate, I then blocked them because that appeared to be what they wanted.
That's great.
Mr. Magazine had a guy. Oh, this is a great one. Purchased 23 45 RPM records over on Amazon. Apparently, one of them did not arrive. So the gentleman put in chargebacks on all 23 of them on his credit card. And they were all separate order numbers.
Yeah, and then he emailed me and asked what happened with the missing one.
All separate item numbers. So we had to go, I had to go, we. What do you mean we, Kimosabi?
Leave it up to me. He'd get all some money back.
I had to go each order and copy the tracking and paste it into Amazon, which is crazy because Amazon knows the tracking, but they make you jump through that hoops.
Yep.
My original rare item should be the same price as a reproduction. Oh, wow.
Wow, cool.
Wow. Now that takes a certain kind of, as we say, chutzpah for them to do that. This is a great one over here. Mr. Magazine had a gentleman, and he said, Mr. Magazine had Video Enterprise magazines up. How much for the 87 Video Enterprise magazines you have up? So I looked at one, and Mr. Magazine had a price that I forgot, $15, something like that. I said, look, if you're giving them $10 a piece, you're $870. Give them a discount off of that, $650 plus shipping.
He wants 87 magazines. I mean, it's good money.
So Mr. Magazine said $650. The guy goes, is that a typo? You have 10 magazines from 1987. Like, then ask for how much for the 1987 magazines, not 87 magazines.
Communication.
We have a video coming out about communication. You definitely will want to see it. It makes things so much easier. And then a guy bought a business card for me. Now, he made me a lower offer than I wanted, but it was the only offer I got in overnight. And sometimes I'm a believer in jumpstarting your sales by accepting an offer.
Sure. And
it wasn't like it was insulting. It was on the cusp. So I accepted it. Next day, he emailed, please cancel order made incorrectly. You clicked on the thing, click make offer, made me an offer. I accepted it. What's made incorrect? Apparently he thought he was insulting me, and I was too dumb to realize it and just accepted it.
Exactly.
It was $15 free shipping on a business card. I'm like, I think it's worth more than that, but still $15, moving on out. And then I had a customer, and this is the kind of customer that does rankle me a little bit. He contacted me about a Red Book magazine that I had. And he said, in one of the first pages of this Red Book magazine, is there an ad for, and whatever the product was? Well, look, I know right where it is. Sure enough, it was like on page 6. I said, yeah, it's right there on page 6. The ad that you want, here's what it has, blah, blah, blah. He's never bought it.
This is why you don't do that.
Yes, exactly.
Because you bought it from someone else then. For less, maybe. Right?
Could be.
Yeah.
But people like that ruin it for everybody. Because why am I going to go look for the next person that says,
right,
can you check, can you check, can you check? Because it takes time out of my day. I got to go dig through. I got to go find this. And it's a very specific request. So I'm like, oh, the guy's going to want it.
You know where you don't have that problem? At least 12 years that I've been selling on there. Not one time.
Whatnot?
No.
You've been selling a whatnot for 12 years?
In 12 years or 30, whatever years, 15 years it's been. No one's ever asked me to look up a page on Amazon. Think about that. It's crazy.
Well, you also don't have that problem on whatnot, because if they ask you, it's right in front of you. You can say, let me check. Because the one I always go back, you bought it from someone that won't give a good customer service. Yep. And that's where I always go back to the gentleman years and years ago who would always ask on catalogs. Remember the bop bags stood like this tall?
Oh, yeah.
Are there any bop bags in the catalog? Can you send a picture? Oh, about the first 3 or 4 catalogs, I did that. And he never bought anything from me.
Sucker.
So eventually, nope, they aren't in there.
Right.
Nope, they're not in there. Because I'm like, well, I'm going to waste my time putting on bop bags when this clown doesn't buy anything. So ruins it for everybody. Head on into some interesting other things over here. Mr. Magazine doesn't like money. I know that's going to sound amazing to you, but
sound crazy.
It does. It's
there
crazy.
Another Mr. Magazine, like a hack. Bizarro Magazine.
Mr. Magazine on his website, is it info at mrmagazine.com?
Mm-hmm.
Got an email. I am a highly decorated sports handicapper, which I didn't realize you could be, and I'd like for you to join me and never look back. Let me and your money work for you. I am here to guarantee an absolute minimum 80% return on investment.
That's incredible.
Every 72 hours.
So if I gave him $100,000, I'm getting 80,000
insane money every 72 hours.
That's like almost 30,000 a day.
Yes. Every third day, I will bring you a minimum of 80% in profit in cash, non-taxed, which I don't know how he does that. No BS, cash in hand. If you're my client, I will take your cash to the moon.
We should test it out and give him like $10. See what he does.
$10 and tell him
$8 back.
Well, tell him $10 and we'll see you at the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You start small.
That's 160% every single week in cash. Mr. Magazine turned him down. Mr. Magazine does not. You are a sucker.
Just like you with the bop bags. We're suckers.
I hope that Nigerian prince is okay.
Yeah,
I had a guy accept the $10 offer on the die cast. He hadn't paid when he messaged me to ask me to cancel because his account was hacked. Then he paid for it.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Weirdo-rama,
That is weird. Good way to put it. It really does, Mr. Magazine. It really does. But you passed up on it. I'm sure a lot of you saw that Amazon got sued by the Federal Trade Commission for monopoly behavior. And now they've got they're spinning it all on how great they are for everybody. And of course, the government's trying to prove that they're not. So that should be a really interesting case. And it'll be interesting to watch that one develop. eBay got sued by the Justice Department. I just saw this right before coming on live. Apparently, they allow the sale of a bunch of aftermarket car parts that are beating the emissions.
Wow.
And also for selling a whole bunch of banned pesticides. So eBay's in trouble. Amazon's in trouble.
We're all in trouble.
And I did just get an email right before showtime because everybody likes to make me run around like my hair's on fire from Amazon saying that they have Amazon shipping that you're going to be able to use on your own website or other third-party things. So not certain exactly how that's going to work out, but more details to come.
Cool.
A subscriber had an August 1971 Playboy ended on eBay, Mr. Magazine.
Wow. 71?
1971.
Wow. What was the reason?
I'm glad you asked. We had to remove your listing because it didn't follow our protecting minors policy. We don't allow listings that include images or descriptions of minors under 18 in a compromising situation, even if the listing is not intended to be sexual in nature. Minors must be fully clothed. So I looked into
It
it.
can't be a model, right?
The cover shows, I'm going to assume an over 18 because it is front cover of Playboy.
Yeah.
Woman wearing like a raincoat, like a short raincoat and like a bikini bottom type deal.
Yeah.
No idea, but then I searched on there and there really are not very many of those on whatsoever. So for whatever reason, August 1971 is one that they are, and the ones that are on there, people are selling as parts of a lot, generally speaking.
Interesting.
So August 71 is one to avoid if you are selling that.
Wow. It's funny because we were going to start trying to get our eBay sales up and start listing those cheesecake type and Playboy, magazines. We're going to start putting some on because we got so many of them, but now
not August 71.
That scares me. Yeah.
Yep. Do not forget to use your eBay shipping supply coupon. eBay announced or had their fall update. Good news. No increase in fees.
Wow.
eBay also said it is implementing stricter policies, including account suspension for users who repeatedly win auctions or make a best offer on items but fail to complete the purchase. I have only one question for you, Mr. Magazine.
Sure.
Didn't they say they were doing that before?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one that heard that. That was what they were doing anyway.
Yeah.
But this time,
starting now,
double secret probation. The other interesting thing they had in their policies is in regard to AI. They noted in there that they are offering the AI, and AI will help you generate listings and all that kind of stuff. You are responsible for what your listings say, which, of course, you are.
Yeah.
It's your listing. But that raises a question, Mr. Magazine.
About Nelly's song, AI?
It raises a second question, Mr. Magazine.
All right.
My second question is...
How come I drink them? Go ahead.
My third question is, why exactly would you use AI if you have to proofread it? And if it's saying things in there, if you put something up there and it says, the New York Yankee, this Life magazine features coverage of the 1945 World Series, which the New York Yankees won 4-2 over the Chicago Cubs, capped off by, if you have to proofread all that and verify it,
it's not worth it.
That's my question, is if the AI, as we brought you a couple of months ago, where AI just made stuff up.
Right.
If it just makes stuff up in your listing.
Oh, it's going to ruin people.
And you're responsible for what it says?
Yeah, it's not worth it. I'm staying away from that and selling Playboys on eBay.
You might as well just look up the stuff yourself. I guess that's my point. Maybe it'll give you a little bit of a guide to the right way to go on things. But again, who knows? You're responsible for it. Local auction sent out an email today about an auction they have coming up. The sale will begin to close on October 11th. So is that 2 weeks out? At 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Preview is at blah, 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 blah. Today from 3 to 7. So nothing like sending an email at noon telling you about a preview of an auction that's going on for 2 weeks. And, oh, by the way, you got 3 hours to get down here and preview it or forever hold your peace. Item specifics, basically a mad lib using your keywords. Oh, super.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Super. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you heard this or not, Mr. Magazine, but Panini is losing its licenses, and now it's being sued by the WWE.
Oh, wow.
For not putting out digital card games.
No, the Wildlife WWE.
There's a WWF.
WWF was a wildlife one. All right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, don't get me confused. I'm not a wrestling fan, so don't get me confused.
So what's the deal with this now?
They're getting sued because part of their contract was put out digital games and games.
Yeah. And
Panini says that the fact that on their website or on some sites you could play games using the cards, like pack breaks, I guess, and stuff like that they say that counts. And the WWE's like, no, you have to do an entire product line of it. And basically WWE's trying to get out of it, probably get a better offer from Fanatics is probably what's going on. But they're trying to get out of it is what's going on. But Panini is a sinking ship at this moment.
Wow.
Apparently. A set of rare daguerreotypes linked to a notorious British naval disaster raked in more than $500,000 of Sotheby's.
Wow.
The HMS Erebus, an Arctic exploration, $500,000 for some pictures. Pretty good deal there.
Yeah, I would say so for someone.
A $10,000 bill from the Great Depression sold for $480,000 at auction.
Wow.
So people are out there spending money.
They didn't make money back then.
There were not. And this is, I believe, if it's not the third highest, best graded, it's tied for number one with 3 others or something. It's a really high grade
Crazy.
one. But this is the one that really got me going. Front row balcony tickets for Ford's Theater on the night Lincoln was assassinated.
Wow. Those are still around. Gotta be the only ones in existence.
Yeah.
Right?
Gotta be probably right around. Yep.
Holy cow. A pair of them? A pair of them.
Pair of tickets, yep. Front row balcony tickets, yep. $262,500.
I gotta say something. I gotta stop and say something.
Okay.
If you compare that to cards nowadays that's selling, that thing should be worth $10 million. I mean, there's cards rated 8 now of Jordans and Kobe's 6, 7s, and 8s that are hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you'd rather have that than that. I mean, really, that's ridiculous. I think they got a bargain.
Thank you. They also had an Abraham Lincoln signed Lincoln Douglas debate first edition.
Wow.
$594,000. No, right. But it is pretty neat to hear these things.
Yeah.
Another thing which is interesting, the new IRS rule on reselling, where you get a 1099 with $600 or more in America. Apparently, they're going after people sending 1099 or going to be sending 1099s out that are reselling concert and sporting events tickets. Here's my question, and I am not in the tax. I'm not a tax accountant, so I do not know the answer to this. I've got the tickets.
Yep.
And I pay $100 for a ticket.
Yep.
It's my ticket. And I sell the preseason game ticket at $20. So I lost $80.
Right.
I sell the playoff game ticket for $180. So I made $80. Do I owe tax? I don't know. You paid $200 and sold for $200.
Is it like gambling with the gambling?
Where you can't take your losses versus,
Yeah.
I do not know. And a lot of tax accountants are going to be making a lot of money answering that question. So, and then Mr. Magazine had a bit of a problem this last week.
Oh, I can't imagine what the problem this was.
Too many INADs.
Do I know about this problem?
You sent it to me.
Oh, I apparently didn't read it. It wasn't INAD.
Item not as described in toys.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell what probably, did you call eBay first off?
Not yet. We're calling tomorrow.
So you're paying a higher fee. They review it, I think, the 20th of every month. So you're potentially paying a higher, oh, look at me holding nothing. You're potentially paying a higher fee in toys.
Just in toys, higher fee for 1 month until I get it back down.
Potentially, unless it stays high, right?
It should go back. So what is do we know what the fee actually goes to? Or?
I don't know off the top of my head, no.
All I can think of, we have had some toy issues. We sold a lot of older figures that we weren't experts on, whatever, the head's loose or this or that. But one guy bought like 40 or 50 wrestling figures and returned like 20 of them. So he bought them individual on eBay. We combined them, one shipment.
But 20 different order numbers.
But he returned 20 different ones, individually wrapped, which was ridiculous because I probably had to pay $100.
I think he had to return it that way, though, to give him to defend him.
It's happened before. But
I think he had to do it because they were all different orders.
Now, he wanted when you give the refund, you can give him his original shipping back. I did not do that because obviously he didn't pay $4 for each one that I did. So why am I paying him back then? But I think that's the issue. We'll call tomorrow, and I think we'll be good next month. Just be smarter moving forward, but definitely maybe not sell 40 wrestlers to one guy without. And we said they're VG, so you're going to have some loose wear on them and stuff, but it is what it is.
I am down to 7,500 item specifics. I'm kicking butt and taking names. If you remember back a while ago, I was at 10,000 and higher, down to 7,500. So at this point,
nice.
It'd be a lot easier if those items specifics that I needed to change, if those items actually sold, then I wouldn't have to change them, but that's a whole nother story. PayPal shipping still has first class and ground advantage. And I see that the post office is actually giving a little more leeway to people with that over there. So
there's still some eBay, some Amazon still have that going on. So,
and this is going to stun everybody. The last thing before we get into our main topic. I don't know how to say this, and I know you're going to be saddened by this, Mr. Magazine, and I know you're going to be very, very shocked. The NFT crash renders 95% of digital collectibles worthless.
How long did that last?
3 months or 6 months, something rather like that. So now is the time. If you feel that NFTs are a great buy, they are available on eBay. Now is the time to go in and make what a year ago we would have been saying, this is insulting offer of the week. I got this Bored Ape NFT for $2 million and I got a $400 offer on it. Now they're going to take the $400 offer. Just saying.
Yeah.
So if you feel that they're a good long-term investment, buy on the dip.
Something's better than nothing.
And this is the dip. Just saying. And I don't think they have to pay to ship it to you either. Free shipping. Wow. There you go.
Bargain.
All right. We're going to head on into our main topic, which today is, has eBay become a chase to the bottom? Now I'm going to preface this because Mr. Magazine has some big news he's going to share in a moment. The reason I bring this up is Orlando from Pure Hustle Podcast, which I do watch. He had been at 50% off for a while.
How long is a while?
At least 2 Wednesday shows. So okay. A couple of weeks.
Not months and months and months.
No, a few weeks, month, maybe something like that. Yeah.
Now, hold on. Did he start at 10%, 20%?
I think he had his usual sales, 20, whatever.
So like, hey, enough is enough. I'm going right to 50.
So he jumped up to 50 and sales were good. And then sales weren't so good. So he moved it up to 55%.
How many listens does he have?
I don't know. He didn't give us information.
10,000, 50,000, 20,000.
2,000?
Oh.
Something like that.
Sorry to hear that.
Wow. And there goes our chance to ever appear on their show.
I kid. Because I like you.
There you go. Others are also increasing their sales, etc. So why don't you tell us your big news, Mr. Magazine, and why you did it?
So I don't want to call myself a hack. I was thinking of doing this beforehand, but by him doing it made me think like this could be normal. This is what people should be doing now.
That's why we call you Orlando Jr.
Leone. Anyways, so over the last 7 days, it's just atrocious that I have 200,000 listings and we're selling 20 items that are on sale for 30%, and I'm taking offers. So I'm basically selling a lot of stuff for half. If you think about it, like with a sale, and then they offer me less, so I could be taking 50 as it is anyways. So that being said, I said something's going to happen. Now, I don't like I'm not that I'm strapped. Because,
well, let me say one quick thing too. You did this independent of, you did not know what our show topic was.
Correct.
You did this completely independent.
Idea. Right.
Yep.
I said I was going to do it. I waited till, it was funny because today was the day where my old sales ended. So I redid them. Now, anything over $50, we have store categories, it was 10%, now it's 20%. So anything higher end, we're not selling for half. We're selling it for, and we'll test that out and see. But then anything, the other 180, 90,000 items are all going to be on sale for 50% off. So the way I look at it is the website's doing great. DVD site's doing great. Amazon's doing great. I'm able to pay my bills with a little breathing room. I'm not buying crazy other than the big stuff that Aaron's finding. Payroll's high, problems, everything's up right now, and we're getting by with a couple months away with Christmas around the corner. However, I have 200,000 listings in my warehouse and I'm selling 20. So I go, hey, worst case, we test it out and see what happens. I guarantee we'll be increasing sales. And if you look at it like you say, we get rid of the promoted, I'd rather be noticed for selling something at 50% than selling something for 75% and give the eBay their shot, where they're going to eBay their shot, but I'm going to sell it. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like,
yeah, right.
Even if it's the same, I'm more likely to sell an item because it's looking cheaper to the customer, not higher, and then eBay gets their cut.
Right, or selling at 40 and paying eBay 10.
Right, exactly.
You're still in the same boat.
I think I'll be better off. I've already seen a bunch of offers and sales today, so it looks like, we're not selling $5 items. We're selling $20 magazines for $10 plus shipping, so I'm still doing okay in moving products. So we'll see how it goes. It might be something that we continue with.
Which is really interesting because, again, he just dropped this on me right before the show, and I said, save it for the main topic because that absolutely ties into the main topic.
It's kind of like the Jar Jar Earth.
Exactly.
Everything happens on a Wednesday.
That it does. So the question that I wanted to pose to everybody else out there, because Mr. Magazine has already answered it, should you do that, or should you wait for the dust to settle? Is it worth it and you end up just selling off your good stuff cheap, or do you wait it out? Because I know nearly everyone is complaining their eBay sales are sluggish, if not putrid, just in general. This past week, people seem to be picking up a little bit. But in general, over the last few months,
it's not you, it's them.
So has it become a race to the bottom? Should you partake? And what are the pros and cons of doing so? I guess part of it comes down to we are blessed that neither of us, and a fair number of people out here watching us as well, don't need to buy anything. Now, I'm choosing to move products at lower prices over on Whatnot, which is essentially the same thing, except I'm not guaranteed sales, but I'm selling 70-90% sell-through. So it's kind of the same thing, but I'm moving it over on Whatnot because of the ease of the listing. I'm not moving the old stuff over on eBay. I'm not offering any sales. I've run a sale for like 4 years, something like that.
Right.
But kind of curious what you all say. Have predicted imaginary products for yeah, right? That is crazy. Thinking about stopping offers and running large percentages off. Haven't tried it yet. Okay. So some people are taking a similar approach to move over inventory. Not a fan of lowering my average sales price, but a sale is a sale. Yep. Actually, not a bad idea. It seems Promoted isn't exactly helping much lately. Why not just pass on to the customer? Exactly. Anywhere from 10 to 12% right there on top of what
you lower the price of your product, which the customer would rather see that than a higher price and get scared off.
Right. And the customer doesn't know that you're promoting. Right. The customer gets no benefit out of you promoting. None at all. 24,000 listings, very low percentage selling right now. Wow, you got 24,000. I'm impressed. I got 21. Almost up. I cannot crack 22,000.
Maybe stop one that for a week. Oh, did I just say that out loud?
Wow.
I'm shocked I can't get my listings up because I'm not listing on eBay.
Wow. So I guess my approach to it is I'm sitting back and I'm just letting the chips fall where they may. Because I've got the day job still. I've got Whatnot taking up the time. And I've said this any number of times in videos. There's absolutely nothing worse than having a really bad sales weekend on a long weekend. Because you're sitting there on President's Day weekend going, everybody's got it off. Why isn't everybody going to Papergoy and buying all of my items?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Exactly.
How come? And I may be selling the same number of items that I do during a regular day, a regular Monday, except when I'm working, I'm running out and back. I come back, I go, oh, I got 6 items to list or 6 items to find and pack.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I got 6 items to find and pack. It all hits at once. I batch it out at the end of my workday.
Right.
Versus I'm sitting there and one item sells at 8, another item sells at 11, one item sells at 1. Well, it's the same as what sold last Monday,
right?
But I'm sitting in front of the computer.
Yeah.
And so that is a mind game I have to get over and get around before I go and retire, because I'll drive myself crazy otherwise.
Oh yeah.
So I have to understand that as well. Never thought I would pass you. Yep. But I would much rather have a lot less than money in my bank right now. Yeah. There's that too.
Yeah.
There's that too. Yep. Low sales and ephemera too. Yeah. No, ephemera tends to be a slower moving items. Definitely. That being said, it's a lot of money if people can make. I mean, I will tell you, I sell stuff on Whatnot. I'm selling 5 brochures for $3. You list them for $15 a piece. You're picking up $75 for the stuff for $3.
Yeah.
Crazy thing is, I'm making money.
Yeah.
And it's all about, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm going to list those 3 items and 1 or 5 items, and what are they going to sell on eBay?
Exactly.
A year from now?
Could be the most important question today.
I wish. 24 weeks, 2 days. But who's counting? Don is trying to get me out of it a little bit faster. So yeah, it's been some good food for thought. It's kind of crazy that Mr. Magazine this week decided to go major on his sales there. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that works out for you in the next couple of weeks. We'll definitely revisit it.
The way I look at one, I have to not care what this stuff's selling for. And, they might get some deals. Well, it's going to average out. So if I'm selling, 10 to 20 action figures and autographs that they're getting really good deals on, I'm probably going to be selling 10 to 20 or 40 or 50 magazines.
They're still getting good deals, but you're making money.
Yeah, right. Things that I could care less about, but I'm moving product, moving it out. You're going to sell older stuff. It's like, and I've been taking lower offers on things that were good money. For example, I did too on a business card. You see how well that worked out. Anyways, I had a Playboy graded up. It was like an 8 something. I hit it up for $450, whatever. And the guy emails me and says, going rate's probably $250 on this. Whether it's true or not, you know what? I've had it for 2 years. No one's made any offers near that. I'm taking $250 and moving on. So, it's no different than I'm getting the 50% off, So,
Right.
But again, I got $250 now, and I did it with a few other items. Before you know it, I got $1,000, and I only sold a handful of items that I've had in my store for years, So that's the way I look at it.
Nice. All righty. So it's a good conversation. 310 full-time seller, trying to have 500 listings. That's a good thing, Lee. That's a good thing. If you list 10 items a day, hopefully in 19 days, you're not at 500 listings. Hopefully in 19 days, you're at 250 listings. So that is a positive thing that you can't hit that listing number.
God, that's dangerous. The type of stuff we sell. Very dangerous.
You would sell a lot.
Yeah.
You would sell a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that definitely takes care.
They won't complain about shipping prices, most likely.
I could do it with my free shipping. People will still probably complain.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Good sellers, yep. Because it's so cheap, but it's not selling like it used to. Yep, nope, that's definitely true. All right, we're going to head on into the rambling story of the week. And I'm going to do it for once, Mr. Magazine.
I was running out of ideas. I got to start doing crazy stuff this week.
There you go. So I didn't buy anything this last weekend, although I did go to a thrift store, Mr. Magazine.
Oh, nice.
Do you know where I went to this thrift store at?
South Carolina.
You do know. So I had mentioned a while back that I'm thinking about retiring to South Carolina at some point. This happened to be the weekend that Mrs. Papergoy and I flew down to South Carolina.
Did you find a house and you bought a house? Are you moving?
Yep, I'm moving next week. I got
a box truck. I got a box truck.
Nice. Nice area, Greenville, South Carolina. So
We'll still be able to do this, right? Of course.
As long as they have internet down there. I'm thinking they do. Yeah. So I've got a plan that I got to work out a little bit of the kinks on, but at some point I believe I will be moving down to South Carolina a few years down the line.
How many? Like 2, 1.5, 3?
Well, at least 24 weeks, 2 days.
Oh,
I have to retire first. I don't think they'll pay me mileage from South Carolina to Rochester, but if they did, I would take that. Cool. So we flew down there and we got there. Well, first off, we had to fly to Newark, and then we were flying from Newark down to Greenville.
Oh, it just so happens that Greenville's super nice.
There you go. So our flight, we've got a connection, about an hour and 10-minute connection, to in the airport, maybe 40 minutes, something like that. A little bit of time, we can still make it, even though Newark's a pretty big airport. You got to take the shuttle bus between terminals and all that fun stuff. 30 minutes later, after we were supposed to be boarding, we still haven't boarded yet. Turns out that the mechanic didn't sign off on some paperwork. So the pilot couldn't take off. So they had to track the mechanic down, have him come back over and sign off. So we finally take off. Now the pilot was not happy. He's like, they should have handled this. I don't know what's going on with this stuff, but we'll make up the time in the air. So we were able to get there. We were able to make it to our flight on time. Of course, they changed the gate, and I didn't bother to look. So we went to the wrong gate, and I had to run all the way back up over to the other gate. And basically, Mrs. Papergoy and I were the last 2 people on the plane.
Okay.
You know what wasn't on the plane, Mr. Magazine? My luggage. There is nothing better than being at the baggage carousel and, that beep, 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 and all the luggage comes down and all these happy people grabbing their luggage and walking off. And then there is nobody left there and your luggage never came. So then we had to track down where to go for the luggage. So we went over and they were able to track it down. It's going to be on the next flight. Silly me didn't ask what time the next flight was, but they said it will be on the next flight. I said, okay, great. Gave them my hotel address. They're going to deliver the luggage to me, all that kind of stuff. Great. So we go pick up the rental car. You've driven with me, Mr. Magazine.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What do I use when I drive?
Your glasses.
What did I forget to bring?
Your glasses? No, are they in the luggage or you just forgot them?
I forgot them.
Wow. It was nighttime or no?
No, but I cannot drive without glasses.
Well, at night it's even worse, I'm sure.
I'm standing in line and I turned to Mrs. Papergoy and I said, and we were supposed to be renting a pickup truck.
Wow. Wow.
Because it was cheapest to rent a pickup truck. So we were
Wow,
going to rent a
okay.
pickup truck because it was the cheapest.
And you could have bought a lot of stuff somewhere. Nice.
So I'm standing next to Mrs. Papergoy, and I suddenly said, "Oh, a naughty word that starts with S. I don't have my glasses. You have to drive." And she turned pale. And we get up to the front, and I said, "I need to put my wife as a driver." "Oh, she's a spouse. She's automatically included." I said, "Okay, great. Do you have a different vehicle?" They said, "Yes. We can give you no charge, anything like that, a 2023 Nissan Rogue."
Oh, nice.
Which happens to be, I don't own 23, of course, but I happen to own a Nissan Rogue.
Nice.
So she's comfortable in that.
Yeah.
Same color as my Rogue.
Perfect. Yeah. Nice.
So we end up getting up to the hotel. Luckily, I have a friend down there who was willing and able to drive us around. So he drove us around, showed us the sights and all that stuff. We were able to walk to some restaurants right by the hotel and all that. Meanwhile, I need my luggage. So here I am. They don't send any updates via text. They don't do anything whatsoever to let me know. And make up time in the air. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Jumbo shrimp. So finally, I'm trying to get text back, this, that. Your luggage will be picked up by this courier. Go on. I think it's getmyluggage.com, findmyluggage.com, some site like that, because they all hire a courier.
Yeah.
I put in the number that they give me. They can't find my luggage. I said, "Now you've told me my luggage is there." So then I search off my baggage number on their flights, track your baggage. They can't find it. So then I finally have to call somebody. And it's, 7 o'clock at night. Finally reach somebody in customer service. And they're like, very nice gentleman. He said, "Oh, the courier picks stuff up at 8 o'clock in the morning, noon, 6 o'clock at night, and 8 o'clock at night. He will pick yours up at 8 o'clock. Then they will reach out to you in order to set it up. Now I see we have an address on there. They'll reach out to you, verify everything." I said, "Great." So 8 o'clock comes, 8:30 comes, 9 o'clock comes, 9:30 comes. I'm finally saying I can't stay up all night waiting for my luggage. So I'm kind of half asleep. Every single time the phone dings or something like that, I'm waking up. Finally, 11:30, I get an email. "We have dropped your luggage off." I'm like, "What the?" So I called the front desk. Sure enough, they had my luggage.
Yeah.
I said, "I'm getting it tomorrow morning." I am not walking up there right now to get my luggage. I'll get it tomorrow morning. So the luggage ended up getting there. Ended up having a really good time down there. It's really, really nice down in Greenville. So that was my rambling story of the week. No luggage, couldn't drive. I'm blind. Wife wanted to kill me for any number of reasons. So wonderful trip.
Fun time. I'd want to move down there too.
Glasses in an hour. I was almost thinking about something or other like that. I didn't know if they could really do that or not, because usually, at least locally, they send them out to a lab and they get them back to you in like 4 weeks. They end up calling you to get it back. So I was wondering if you could do that. I will definitely keep that in mind should I be an idiot again. However, if I'm an idiot again, I think Mrs. Magazine, she'll kill me too. I think Mrs. Papergoy will tell me, "Stand behind the car and tell me how much room I got," and then run me over. I'm pretty sure that'll wind up happening. All right, everybody. It's been a fun, jam-packed, action-packed show.
Sure.
Next week should be a lot of fun when Mr. Magazine tells us how his 50% off sale goes.
That's right.
Or, dun, 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 will he be at 55%? Will Orlando be up at 60%?
Only time will tell. We get Orlando on here.
I'll reach out to him. I can do that. Except you call him Orlando. He wants to punch you in the head. All right, everybody, hit the like button if you could, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.